Hello and welcome to a mental health podcast, episode 3, self-care part 1. I hope you can all hear me okay. I am recording this with a mic, and I'm probably going to continue recording with a mic from now on, because that's easier than going outside and recording in the sunlight. Plus, I'm kind of a vampire, so I like to stay inside. So this episode's going to be all about self-care, as well as the next episode, which, to start us off, taking steps to care for yourself. To get better mentally, you need to actually try to get better mentally. And to do so, you need to take steps to care for yourself. Even if that's as simple as getting out of bed and showering each day, or getting out of bed, showering, and eating something each day. If you have an extreme lack of motivation, then you need to get up out of bed one day a week at least, hopefully every day actually, and get some food in you. Get some food, drink some water, and clean yourself up a little bit. Brush your teeth, do things like that to help you feel good. They won't make you feel good fully because it takes time to recover from a mental illness. However, it will help feel good temporary, which is good. If you know what it feels like to feel good temporarily, you'll want to feel good more than just then. I sound stupid, but it's the truth. Once you get to the point of getting out of bed, being motivated to actually get out of bed and make food and eat food and take care of your body like that, you can move on to eating more healthy foods, which you need to be doing anyhow. Whether it's salads, fruits, vegetables, soups are good. You just eat healthy things like that. Healthy things are good to eat when you are depressed. Some depression foods are such as, let's see if I remember correctly, depression foods, basil I believe helps, thyme, and a lot of other seasonings. I believe chicken helps, I think. I don't remember all the foods, okay? Otherwise, I would list them all off for you. But eat healthy foods. Fruits, veggies. Try to eat at least one fruit or veggie a day. That's a good idea, I think. It's a good idea for me. It might not be a good idea for you. That is on you. You get to choose what's a good idea or not. Which leads me to making good choices and decisions. Good choices and decisions are important to getting better mentally. You can try your best to make the choice to get out of bed, for one thing. Sorry, I'm tired and I want to go to bed, so a lot of the things I'm saying are going to revolve around going to bed because I'm tired. I sound like a retard. You know what? I'm kind of glad that this entire podcast is not even cut at all. Make good choices. Make good choices for food. Make good choices for drinking water. Drink healthy water if you don't have access to fresh tap water. Drink water that has more vitamins and minerals in it. Sure, it probably tastes terrible, but it's healthy for you. Figure out what your body needs. Whether it's protein, fiber. That's the only two that I remember right now. I'm trying to make this one more of an upbeat, happy, laughy kind of episode. Instead of my whole preacher rant yesterday. Well, not yesterday, more like 3 months ago. So, try to make good decisions for what you consume. It's good to do so. Because it's healthy for you. You need to take care of your body so you can take care of your mind. The next thing on the list is drink tea. A lot of teas actually have very good beneficial benefits, I guess. They're very beneficial to you. Good mental health teas are green tea, mint tea, and chamomile tea. If you have anxiety, there are teas that are specifically made for anxiety, which here. This I just picked up, which you probably heard way too loud, is a stress relief tea by Yogi. Sure. It has organic hazelnut flavor, organic toasted brown rice, natural licorice flavor, and organic cinnamon bark oil. It's really good for stress relieving. It eases tension and promotes relaxation, as does chamomile tea and any teas, really. As sad as it sounds, you should not drink coffee because that just makes your anxiety worse, even though coffee is the best drink ever. Not to get political on my political free page or anything, but coffee is the best drink ever. Second only to water, because real water drinkers know that different waters taste differently. And it might be a good idea to go out and try each water, just because it's healthy. Hey, phone call. Now I remember why I record outside. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. Where was I? Ah, yes, tea and water. Being a dork. Be random. That helps. Just be random. Do whatever you want. Be whatever you want. Sure, I don't know. I just realized I have a total of 239 hours 42 minutes to ramble about self-care before my computer runs out of space. Nice. Anyways, drink tea. What got me through a lot of times is mixing green tea and mint tea. Just one tea bag mint, one tea bag green, and just go from there. It might work for you, because it worked for me. Just a suggestion. Biggest piece of advice, you don't have to take every piece of advice. You choose what advice you take. That's the best advice I can really give you. Let's see here. Good hygiene. That's another good thing, as many other things are. Why do I feel so lonely? I have my 3 fish staring at me with their guppy eyes, and some birds outside the window staring at me, but other than that, I'm home alone and recording, and it's actually really peaceful, because I'm doing a new schedule, and it's awesome. Anyways, exercise. Exercise is good to help get you dopamine and endorphins, as well as build up muscle. If you have really bad mental illnesses, you might not eat good and you might not exercise at all, so you will probably lose a lot of body mass. And if you have an eating disorder, that would obviously do it as well. You need to exercise. It boosts a lot of things in your life. So even if it's as simple as doing 5 push-ups each day, I don't know. I personally have karate classes that I go to, and we do 3 minutes of cardio and 150 other different exercises that I can't think of. I normally do crunches, push-ups, and or ab twists. That really helps. And being around people in a karate class or a gym helps as well. I remember that I used to go to the gym, and it sounds kind of funny since I'm making a podcast that I'm going to upload on YouTube for the world to see, but I had social anxiety at a gym. We used to go 3 times a week, and I always was socially anxious around everybody and constantly overly aware of my body and what I was doing. However, after a while, I started taking karate classes, and I got to know everybody after being a little bit anxious around them. And after going on 2 years now, they are basically my new family. They are the best friends I've probably ever had in person, because I've had a lot of online friends as well, and I haven't really had many real life friends, but they're probably the best friends I've ever had. And I am, as of this recording, I am a 4th degree orange belt in American Kempo Karate. It's very rewarding to exercise and train with them. It's just rewarding and fun. Sure, we mess up, and sure, we have breakdowns in the middle of class. Some of us do, but you move on. You fix the problems, you fix what happened in the class to make you break down. And it's just a peaceful place you can go to relax. Sure, the sensei really yells a lot, but it's peaceful. And he doesn't yell in a bad way either. He just yells to get everybody pumped up, as a good sensei should do. So yeah, I really suggest exercising, and if you can get a class of sorts, that would be good. And I recommend, if you're going to go to train for martial arts, go for a small school. Never go for the big ones, because those ones are technically belt factories, and I'm not saying they suck. I'm just saying the training is definitely lacking in a way, because you don't get as much one-on-one time with your higher ranking individuals. Smaller classes, however, you get more time with the higher ranking individuals, so they can point out what happens when you do this, what happens when you do that, what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. But for like belts, they're called belt factories in a way because they have hundreds of members that go each week during each class. But it's not really good in a way to train like that. Sure, you get a belt, sure, you know what you're doing, kind of, but you don't really get the rewardingness of having a class of 5 people. It's more rewarding to have a smaller class as well. I don't know, I just rambled for 2 minutes about karate. Yes, I would definitely suggest a smaller school. You do you, though. If you want to go for a bigger school and to be around more people, go for it. Who am I to judge? It's your life, not mine. I'm just here to ramble, I'm just here to ramble. If I suggest classes as well. It doesn't have to be martial arts. It can be a yoga class for anything. Yeah, yoga. It can be yoga, just exercise, cardio, anything. I suggest classes, especially if you have social anxiety. Just go try a couple classes and just be yourself. You don't necessarily have to even speak. I've been going to my karate class for 2 years now, and I still have some moments of social anxiety to where I never speak. I've definitely gotten more out of my shell since I've went, and frankly, it's just fun being around people and knowing you trust them and knowing they're not out to get you. They're not gonna put a bag over your head and drag you into the alley and beat you to death. It's rewarding to know that you're around people that trust you and you trust them. And especially since it's a martial arts, we do actually work with one another for each of our techniques, and we may or may not throw each other on the ground a lot. Especially if we're doing jiu-jitsu. Moving on. I need to stop rambling about exercise and karate. The next thing on the list, which I'm going way fast for the list, is music. Music helps. Along with music goes binaural beats, which also help because they basically restructure your entire brain. Alright, one thing at a time. Music. There are good bands out there. My best friend, shout out. My best friend, she got better mentally because she listened to BTS, the popular K-pop group, and yeah, they taught her how to love herself, how to be better mentally. So find a band that doesn't play depressing music. Sure, depressing music is good because it's music, but you shouldn't go to depressing music when you're depressed, especially if it's seriously depressing. Obviously we all have our own songs from bands that are great bands that make us depressed, such as West Coast from Imagine Dragons for me. I absolutely love that song. However, due to people, I have bad memories with it. Obviously, we can have bad memories. And that's just life. We have bad memories. So, where I'm going with this is find a good band. If you're into rock, I suggest Sabaton. If you're into K-pop, I suggest BTS, which if you're into K-pop, chances are you've listened to BTS at 1 or 20 times. If you like slower music, I believe it's called contemporary rock. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. If you like slower music, I suggest Simon and Garfunkel, especially if you like older, slower music. If you like Irish ballads, I suggest the High Kings. If you like, I think it's more of a pop kind of rock, I suggest Imagine Dragons. And if you just like rock, just good rock, listen to Linkin Park. Sabaton's more of a hard rock kind of band. Then there's obviously bands like Shinedown. I hope you did not hear my stomach growl right there. There's Shinedown, Seether. I listen to way too much rock. Yeah. If you like classical, obviously there's Mozart, Beethoven. Yeah, those are the only... Oh, Tchaikovsky. I cannot pronounce that because it's Russian and weird. Not saying Russian people are weird, but I cannot pronounce their names because they have weird spellings. I cannot even try to think of how Tchaikovsky is spelled. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. So, music can lead to binaural beats. Binaural beats are sounds at different frequencies to help restructure your brain, if that makes sense. Like for this audio right here, right now, it is recording at, let's see here, that is 44,100 hertz. There are binaural beats that go down to 200 hertz, 300 hertz, up and down, everywhere. Different binaural beats do different things. Different frequencies, obviously. Certain frequencies help with overthinking, certain frequencies help with sleep, anxiety, and certain binaural beats make you more anxious or more depressed and scared or terrified. It just depends on the frequency. There are also frequencies that help with learning, language learning, and a whole lot of other things. The main thing, though, is I want to point out that certain horror movies actually have binaural beats in the soundtrack to make you more anxious at specific moments in the movie. And you can't even hear the binaural beats because they're at too low of a frequency to be heard. Which I think that's actually kind of weird but cool, because people are using natural frequencies to make their movies more scary. And I will attest to the authenticity of binaural beats, especially since there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of videos of binaural beats on YouTube that you can look up. Literally, all you have to look up is binaural beats, or if you want to get specific, binaural beats depression, binaural beats anxiety, or add help in there. I don't know. You just have to look up binaural beats and bam, there's thousands of them. And yeah, they are good. I have used them once or twice or 200 times before. And they're helpful for trying to get to sleep if you're overthinking. Yeah, they're very helpful, especially if you're overthinking things and staying up till 2 a.m. because you can't fall asleep because your mind's too active right then. Your body is... I've had moments when my mind is so active, I stay up till 2 a.m., but my body is just like, whatever, shut up, mind. And my body falls asleep, but my mind stays awake. And that's how I may or may not have made up an entire world of 27 novels inside of my head. And that's a good moment to move on. Really? Oof, 22 minutes. Sheesh, I zoomed through this. The closing note is of talking about the next episode. The next episode is going to be about religion, having accomplishments, no matter how small. Religion can help your mental illness for the religious people. Frankly put, I'm not really religious, but in certain times it did help me. Going outside, getting fresh air, getting sunlight, being around nature, that all helps. Surround yourself with good people, again, just like karate. It helps being around positive people. And if you have negative people in your life, I suggest removing them from your life. That's part of the reason why I haven't really uploaded, is because I removed someone from my life. And I got really anxious because I'm not the person to remove people from my life. They remove themselves from my life. It's not natural for me to remove people from it. And I got really anxious and bad things happened and blah 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 blue. Lack of motivation and yeah. Anyways. And then I forgot I added this, but obviously male and females are separated by at least 1 week of things happening to the females. Obviously, we all have our problems, but the last thing on the list for this episode is closing, and I'm currently in the closing stage. In the next episode, I want to state a note about a woman's period. I'm going to close here with it as well. A woman's period makes her emotions go wacky, for lack of better terms. You can go from sad to happy to angry to furious to any other emotion on the spectrum. And I just want to say, I respect all of you women that have to go through that. I know it's not hard going through depression with just depression, but having to deal with it with a week every month if you're not lucky enough to have like birth control or things that help with your periods, then where was I? Ah, yes. A week with your body making you more depressed than what you were normally, that doesn't really sound the greatest. And I just want to say I respect all of you. You're troopers. You really are. I know a lot of people with depression are troopers as well. A lot of people with all mental illnesses are troopers. I don't know. It's just, I respect all of you. You have a lot of problems to deal with, not only with your mental illness, let alone having to deal with a period, making your mental illness 10 times worse. Yeah. I respect you. And that was meant to be for next episode, and I plan on doing it again for next episode. But, yeah. That ends episode 3. Self-care part 1. Yeah. I will talk to you all later. I am looking forward to recording Forgotten Histories. There's a lot of things that I have to do with the Forgotten Histories channel, which I should probably link in the description, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. And I'm hungry because I've been recording for half an hour and it's lunchtime, and yeah. I will talk to y'all later. Thank you so much for watching, or listening, I should say. I hope you all enjoyed and learned something new. May your battles be short and your light be strong.